Welcome to the digital learning platform of Sri Guru Sudhindra College. Subject is Principles of Foreign Exchange for 6th semester students, and the topic is Foreign Exchange Risk Part 3. In the previous Part 1 and Part 2, we saw the meaning of foreign exchange, what is risk, what is exposure, the different methods of exposure, the different methods of translations. Okay, today we'll see the format to translate or translated balance sheet format. So under this you have assets and liabilities. You are having HR, CR, CRNCR, MNM and TEMP. So HR means historical rate method, CR means current rate method, CRNCR means current rate, non-current rate method, MNM means monetary and non-monetary method, TEMP means temporal method. So first Roman number is current assets. Under this current assets you have cash at bank, receivables, inventory. So cash at bank under this historical rate method it is recorded at the historical rate. Cash at bank under current rate method it is recorded at the current rate. Cash at bank under CR/NCR method it is recorded at the current rate. Cash at bank under MNM method it is recorded at the current rate. Cash at bank under temporal method it is recorded at the current rate. Receivables under historical rate method it is recorded at the historical rate. Receivables under current rate method it is recorded at the current rate. Receivables under CR/NCR method it is recorded at the current rate. Receivables under MNM method it is recorded at the current rate. Receivables under temporal method it is recorded at the current rate. Next comes the inventory. Under historical rate method, it is recorded at the historical rate. Under current rate method, inventory is recorded at the current rate. Under CR/NCR method, inventory is recorded at the current rate. Under MNM method, inventory is recorded at the historical rate. Under temporal method, inventory is recorded at the current rate. Roman number 2, non-current assets. Under that you have fixed assets, intangible assets, investments, that is long-term investments. Under historical rate method, fixed assets, intangible assets, long-term investments, all three are recorded at the historical rate. Under current rate method, fixed assets, intangible assets, investments are recorded at the current rate. Under CR/NCR method, fixed assets, intangible assets, investments are recorded at the historical rate. Under monetary and non-monetary method, fixed assets, intangible assets, investments are recorded at the historical rate. Under temporal method, fixed assets, intangible assets, long-term investments are recorded at the historical rate. So after recording the items of current assets and non-current assets, write down the total of 1 and 2. If you add current assets and non-current assets, you will get the total. Write down the total of this. Okay. After writing the total, you have to write current liabilities, that is Roman number 3. Under Roman number 3, current liabilities, you have bills payable, bank OD. So, under historical rate method, bills payable and bank OD are recorded at the historical rate. Under current rate method, bills payable and bank OD are recorded at the current rate. Under CR/NCR method, bills payable and bank OD are recorded at the current rate. Under MNM method, bills payable and bank OD are recorded at the current rate. Under temporal method, bills payable and bank OD are recorded at the current rate. After recording the items of current liabilities, now come to the non-current liabilities. You have long-term loans. Long-term loans includes loans and debentures. So, under historical rate method, long-term loans is recorded at the historical rate. Under current rate method, it is recorded at the current rate. Under CR/NCR method, long-term loans is recorded at the historical rate. Under M&M method, it is recorded at the current rate. Under temporal method, it is recorded at the current rate. After recording non-current liabilities, write down the total of 1 and 2. Whatever you have got, total of 1 and 2, same, write down the total below the balancing figure. So, to get the balancing figure, just go on subtracting the total below balancing figure with the non-current liability and current liabilities to get the total of the balancing figure. So, to get the capital gain or loss, what you can do is, with the help of the historical cost, you will get the gain or loss. So, gain or loss is nothing but it is the difference between the capital at the historical cost compared with the capital after transactions. So, you need to remember this points. So, first point is you will get the balancing figure just by taking the assets and liabilities. If you subtract assets minus liabilities, you will get the balancing figure. Second important point is to get the gain or loss, it's a difference between the capital at the historical cost compared with the capital after transactions. Okay, so all the amounts, if the amounts are huge, then you need to reduce the amounts in thousands. Okay, see the first problem here. An American firm has its subsidiary in India. Following is the balance sheet. So, an American firm is having its firm in India. That means what? American firm is said to be the parent company and the Indian firm is said to be the subsidiary company. Okay, so they have given the balance sheet in rupees. You have liabilities, assets. So, assets, you have fixed assets, receivables, bills receivable, stock, cash at bank. So, as per the format, what comes first? Current assets. Under current assets, you need to take cash at bank, you need to take receivables, you need to take inventory. So, inventory is nothing but stock. Second Roman number is non-current assets. Under non-current assets, you need to take the fixed assets. Only one item you have here under non-current assets. Roman number 3, that is current liability. Current liability they have given directly here under liabilities 30 lakhs. You can take 30 lakhs. Next comes the non-current liability, that is long-term loans. You can take here 10 lakh under this non-current liability. So we'll see this. See here, exchange rate at historical cost is rupees 40 and current rate is rupees 50. Translate the balance sheet in dollars they have given you. At historical cost, current and non-current, monetary and non-monetary, temporal. So what is this historical cost? As I told you, historical cost refers to the exchange rate values in the beginning. So in the beginning, the exchange rate was rupees 40. And what is current rate? Current rate is nothing but it is the prevailing exchange rate, the date on which the balance sheet is being prepared. So the current rate is rupees how much? 50. So you need to remember both these rates, historical cost rate as well as the current rate, just to translate the balance sheet in dollars. See this, first write translated balance sheet in dollars. So as per the format, assets and liabilities. So one more column you need to add here, that is the amount column, and rest all columns are similar. HR, CR, CR/NCR, M&M and temporal. So Roman number 1, you need to take current assets. Under current assets you have cash at bank, receivables, inventory. Only 3 items under current assets. Okay. So cash at bank, you have amount 10 lakh. Take full 10 lakhs here in the amount column and see under historical rate method, you need to record cash at bank at HR. What is the historical rate? Historical rate is rupees 40. So what you need to do is 10 lakh divided by 40. You are going to get 25,000. So cash at bank under current rate method, it is recorded at the current rate. What is the current rate? Current rate is 50. So 10 lakh divided by 50. You will get 20,000. Okay. So again go on dividing by 50, 50, 50. You'll get 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. Go on recording it. Next comes the receivables. Receivables, you have two receivables in the format. 5 lakh plus 5 lakh, you are going to get 10 lakh. Write down 10 lakh here in the amount column. Okay. So now receivables under historical rate method, it is recorded at the historical rate. So what is the historical rate? Historical rate is 40. So 10 lakh divided by 40, you are going to get 25,000. So 10 lakh divided by 50, you are going to get 20,000. So write down 20,000 here. Under CR NCR, it is recorded at the current rate. Write down 20,000. Again CR 20,000. Again CR 20,000. Okay. Now comes the inventory. Inventory, you're having 10 lakh. Inventory is nothing but stock. Okay. So under historical rate method, inventory is recorded at the historical rate. 10 lakh divided by 40, you are going to get 25,000. Under current rate method, inventory is recorded at the current rate. 10 lakh divided by 50, you are going to get 20,000. Again 10 lakh divided by 50, you are going to get 20,000. 10 lakh divide it by 40, you are going to get 25,000. 10 lakh divided by 50, you are going to get 20,000. So all the items of current assets are finished. Now let us come to the non-current assets. Non-current assets, you have having only one item, that is fixed assets. So fixed assets, write down 20 lakh. 20 lakh. So under historical rate method, fixed assets is recorded at the historical rate. 20 lakh divided by 40, you are going to get 50,000. 20 lakh divided by 50, you are going to get 40,000. So 20 lakh divided by 40, you are going to get 50,000. 20 lakh divided by 40, you are going to get 50,000. 20 lakh divided by 40, you are going to get 50,000. So now do the total of Roman number 1 and Roman number 2, that is current assets and non-current assets. You will get 50 lakh, 1 lakh 25,000, 1 lakh, 1 lakh 10,000, 1 lakh 15,000 and 1 lakh 10,000. Now come to the current liability. Current liability, in the balance sheet they have given directly current liability 30 lakh. Take the amount 30 lakh. Okay. Current liability under historical rate method, it is recorded at the historical rate. That is 30 lakh divided by 40, you are going to get 75,000. 30 lakh divided by 50, you are going to get 60,000. Again divided by 50, you are going to get 60,000. Again divided by 50, you are going to get 60,000. Again divided by 50, you are going to get 60,000. Okay. So current liabilities are finished now. Now come to the non-current liability. Under this non-current liability, you have only one item, that is long-term loans. Long-term loans, they have given 10 lakh. So under this historical rate method, long-term loans is recorded at the historical rate. So 10 lakh, divide it by 40, you are going to get 25,000. 10 lakh divided by 50, you are going to get 20,000. 10 lakh divided by 40, you will get the 25,000. 10 lakh divided by 50, you are going to get 20,000. Again 10 lakh divided by 50, you are going to get 20,000. So you have recorded all the items of current assets, non-current assets, current liability, non-current liability. Okay, so leave one line for the balancing figure, and whatever you got the total of the Roman number 1 and Roman number 2, write the total here. 50 lakh, 1,25,000, 1 lakh, 1,10,000, 1,15,000 and 1,10,000 just to get the balancing figure. So to get the balancing figure, what you have to do is just go on subtracting the current liability and non-current liability. So you see here 50 lakh minus 10 lakh minus 30 lakh. You will get the 10 lakh. 1,25,000 minus 25,000 minus 75,000. You will get 25,000. 1 lakh minus 20,000 minus 60,000. You will get 20,000. Here 1,10,000 minus 25,000 minus 60,000, you will get 25,000. Again 1,15,000 minus 20,000 minus 60,000, you will get 35,000. 1,10,000 minus 20,000 minus 60,000, you will get 30,000. Okay, so you got the balancing figure now. Now, to get the capital gain or loss, what you need to do is, with the help of the historical rate method, historical cost, you can see here this 25,000 helps you to get the capital gain or loss. Okay, so go on subtracting capital after transaction. So here you have 20,000 minus 25,000, you will get minus 5,000. 25,000 minus 25,000, you will get 0. 35,000 minus 25,000, you will get 10,000. 30,000 minus 25,000, you will get 5,000. Okay, so you got the capital gain or loss. Capital gain or loss is very important to know the profit or loss in the business. Okay, so after solving this, you need to write this. It is very important. Note. Okay, how you got the balancing figure, you need to write about this. You have subtracted assets minus liabilities to get the balancing figure. Okay, how you got the gain or loss? So gain or loss is the difference between the capital at the historical cost is compared with the capital after the transaction. Okay, this is the problem. Try to solve the problem. First write down the question along with the solution and just try to solve the problem. Thank you.